with their little guns and shit? I don't think so. I think they're a bunch of fucktarded Muslim lunatics. Okay, and the next point I would make is, so I see it was all fail. My next point would be, how exactly has Gaddafi been worse than Fidel Castro? Fidel Castro, who we don't have to take submarines over there, we're not take aircraft carriers to Cuba to launch our cruise missiles. We could launch them right from McDonnell Douglas. We could throw 200 cruise missiles at Cuba right from McDonnell Douglas's plant, and they wouldn't have to put them on a boat. They could just launch them right from the assembly line right onto Cuba. And so why don't we just take care of Cuba if all we're about is democracy now? If we're the big grand fighters for the democratic people, why don't we take Castro out? Why don't we assassinate Castro? Why are we assassinating Omar Gaddafi?
I'm not for assassinating anything, and I'm not for foreign invasion and, you know, interfering in other people's governments, but this is the case where Gaddafi was actually bombing fucking cities. He was shouting.
So what? So what? Which, like I said, who hasn't done this shit? Okay, you say he was bombing cities. Well, I think that's going a little far. Okay, he was bombing rebel tribesmen, okay, who have declared their traitorship to his country. Just like in, you know, we can go down the list of every one of these guys who have done exactly the same fucking thing. They take out their enemies. When their enemies raise their hand and say, we're your enemy, yeah, they kill you. I mean, Israel just blew up a guy on a motorcycle, okay, driving down the road. So should we bomb Israel now because they're despots, because they kill Palestinians?
Like I said, I'm not for I mean, I know, I said in my fucking post that I know there are political games going on, and I said on my post that I hate how the fucking United Nations pick and choose where they interfere based on basically what those countries can provide for them. But still, I mean, to me this is just because they don't help other people because they have no interest there, like they didn't help my fucking country, right? When we had our revolution, nobody fucking, you know, came to help us, because, you know,
well, they helped a little. Come on, let's be fair. Let's be fair. There was a little help, okay? We did impose sanctions. There was some effort. Nobody liked Ceausescu. Everybody wanted the fuck out of there. Yeah, they didn't roll the tanks in to get him out, but there was lots of pressure to get rid of him, and I'm sure the rebels in your country were given some arms by, you know, covertly, by lots of the Europeans and the Americans.
No, it wasn't the case, because nobody wanted to fuck with fucking Russia.
It wasn't.
Who the fuck wanted to fuck with Russia for the sake of
even Russia didn't like even Russia didn't like that lunatic. They knew he was a lunatic.
The government of Russia.
Yeah, I'm just saying though that guy Ceausescu, okay, I was here. I mean, I grew up in it. I saw the fucking, you know, I read Time magazine and Newsweek. All right, nobody liked this fucker. Okay, so I'm just saying his days were numbered, just like Milosevic. He was gonna go down. Okay, it didn't go down. Lots of these guys end up being in power. Franco, you know, lots of people end up in power a lot longer than they should. Okay, but it isn't because nobody cares. It's just that nobody wants to start a fucking war.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, well, what kind of point is this? Obviously, who the fuck likes a tyrant? Who likes a dictator?
Well, I'm just saying, let's say that thing, your thing, the main thing is happening right now. What are the odds? It seems now that we would be prepared to do it. Okay, that we would be prepared to start throwing cruise missiles around, blowing up aspirin factories, fucking around, because we've done it. And it just seems like this is the pattern now. So maybe that's the only line that's been drawn, is that we have now figured out how to do this little war thing. And so we're going to do it a lot.
I mean, I never said that I am for invasion. I don't want the United States or the United Nations to go and fucking invade that fucking country and
This is the worst case. I'd rather they go and invade. I'd rather they do it the right way. If you're going to take over, then take the fuck over. Take responsibility. This idea that you sit there in your fucking aircraft carrier and you launch 200 cruise missiles, blow up a bunch of infrastructure that you know your defense companies are going to make a big pile of money. As soon as the next government gets in power, what are they going to do? They're going to rebuy exactly the shit we just blew up. They're just going to buy the same shit again from the same defense contractors. This is just about defense contractors. The only reason why the French are in on it is because they're pissed off at Gaddafi because he stopped buying fucking planes from them and started buying his planes from the Russians. And that's all it's about. It's about fucking money. You gotta turn your mic off, Andrew guy, or I'll just kick you again. You want me to kick you out of this room too? You got headphones on, but your mic's open. I can hear your fucking speakers. You either turn it off or I'm kicking you. Put on your image with the speaker, right? Either hit it or I'm hitting you out. Alright, fuck you. God.
Anyway, I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah,
okay, well, that was a good
I know
fight.
it's about money, and I know that, you know, Libya is of interest. I said so in my fucking blog, so I don't know what are you on about. Just because I am not against, you know, stopping him to fucking bomb. He didn't just bomb the rebels, he bombed civilians. And even if he bombed the rebels, I still don't think that's okay, you know.
Well, I'm just saying that, you know, to use your personal experience, which I'm not denying wasn't horrible. I'm not denying that Romania didn't need to go through that kind of shit. I'm just saying it's kind of bogus. This isn't about a European country. This is about a Muslim country. This isn't about a country where we have a rebel force that is that has an identity, that has an agenda. They have a written Declaration of Independence and a written constitution, and they're all ready to take over. No, this is a bunch of factions. I mean, if they had an election in fucking Libya tomorrow, I think you know that Gaddafi would be in the fucking running, okay? He might win pretty fucking easily. Alright, so he's having a war with a minority of his country. So let's say that America has a little bit of turmoil, and all of a sudden Texas and Louisiana and Mississippi decide they don't want to be Americans anymore, and they want to start a fucking, you know, they want to take over the place. Is Romania going to show up with cruise missiles and start bombing the rest of America in defense of Texas and Louisiana and Mississippi?
Well, it depends. I mean, if Obama would start throwing bombs at fucking, you know, shelling the cities with fucking tanks and artillery and start bombing the people, do you really think that this can actually happen in the United States right now?
Well, I'm just saying, if you do think that Obama's going to let Texas and Louisiana and Mississippi succeed from the Union, no, that's not going to fucking happen. So yes, it's going to be a civil war, okay, there will be bombs thrown, alright, and there'll be collateral damage because they'll want to do it the easy, convenient way, and everybody's going to put little kids in front of all the little targets, so lots of collateral damage happens. We know how the game is played. The point is you guys, Romania, are going to come over here and pick a side and say, well, no, they should run the place, or they should run the place.
Well, first of all, I mean, this is what one of the purpose of the United Nations, right? To protect civilians if something like this happens. I mean, at least in theory, this is one of the things they are supposed to be doing. Just the fact that they're not doing it that often, you know, it still doesn't invalidate all this shit. And I didn't use my country. I mean, you misinterpreted what I was saying. Somebody had their mic open. what I said, why I give my country as an example, was because some people kept making these arguments that, you know, Libyans don't have it that bad. I mean, they have, like, you know, free education and they have free medical care and all that shit. And I made the point that, yeah, we did have that too. Just because they have some stuff, it doesn't mean that, you know, they aren't that bad and the situation there is not serious.
Well, I just don't think it is serious. I think that is the whole fucking point. I think it's worse in Saudi Arabia. I think it's worse in Kuwait. I think if we're going to invade a country, we're going to invade fucking Kuwait. We shouldn't be invading fucking Libya. Libya's around forever. The motherfucker knocks, he does a terrorist act. We proved he did Lockerbie. We don't kill him for that. Why are we killing him now? And don't tell me we're not killing him. We're out to assassinate the fucker. We want him gone. Alright? And this is just bullshit. We have nothing to replace him with. Nothing.
I am for the fucking 100th time. I am not for an invasion, you know, just because I didn't oppose the no-fly zone, which basically only prevented, I mean, this was supposed to be the purpose, right, to prevent Gaddafi from fucking bombing Syria.
I'm talking about 200 cruise missiles, okay, so if you want to say you're against the 200 cruise missiles, then we can have a conversation, alright, I don't care, if the UN wants to shoot down Gaddafi's planes, I don't give a fuck. What I give a fuck about is cruise missiles blowing up infrastructure that the fucking American industrial complex is going to fucking goddamn resell to them. Alright, we're just blowing shit up so we can oblige the next people who take over to clean up the mess we fucking made. And repurchase the same shit all over again.
Then you tell me, how do you establish a no-fly zone without taking down the air defense and offense?
Well, I'm not for it. I'm just saying